Yo! So today we are in Lake Tahoe and specifically Emerald Bay. We start off the day really early in the morning to do our road trip to Tahoe from San Jose, and we got breakfast at Brookfields restaurant. It's in Sacramento and halfway between San Jose and Lake Tahoe, so it was a perfect, really good breakfast from Brookfields restaurant. Right now we're going to be trying to go hike the Eagle Lake Trail because there's a lot of water, and all throughout Lake Tahoe you can see streams coming down from the mountains. There are quite a lot of people in Lake Tahoe right now enjoying all of the water that's melting off the snow-capped mountains. And at Eagle Lake Trail we hit a little snag, which is that the restroom at the beginning of the trailhead is closed for some reason. It's around 12 p.m. right now, and there's basically no restrooms around this area that are accessible. Considering there's a lot of people here right now, we don't really understand why it's closed. We're walking around trying to ask people if there's any restrooms, and apparently there's basically no restrooms around the whole Eagle Lake Trail area. So this is kind of messing up our trip right now because we need to go pee and there's no facilities anywhere, even though there's a lot of people here, which is very odd. Well, that was a relief. After walking around and asking several people where there's a restroom, nobody was able to help us with an open restroom, so we found a rock and we peed under the rock. So now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. We're gonna head back to the Eagle Lake Trail. The last time we were in Tahoe, it was a winter wonderland here, and it was extremely beautiful. It had a very nice Christmassy spirit. And this time there are still some snow-capped mountains, but the air here is a little bit hazier than it was last time we were here, so the clarity of the view is not as spectacular as last time. And this haziness is kind of permeating throughout California right now. We were in Yosemite about 10 days ago, and there was also quite a bit of haze in the Yosemite Valley. Be aware that all of the parking lots right now are closed for the Eagle Lake picnic area and also the Vikings home parking lot. So this is May 22, around there, so hopefully they open up later in the season, but right now try to find some parking anywhere you can near the hiking trail, but not in the parking lots themselves. Yosemite is a very beautiful place, and I don't want to be making comparisons, but right now in Tahoe the scenery here is absolutely beautiful. It's probably more beautiful to us than Yosemite because of the snow-capped mountains along with the trees and the running streams and the vastness of the space and the feeling as you're walking on the snow, on the trails and everything. So if Yosemite is closed, try Tahoe. The primary reason we're in Tahoe for this trip is we've been hearing a lot of news articles about Tahoe's waters being the clearest they've been in decades, and we're here to see if that's really the case and to see what it looks like down near the lake. So we're going to be hiking down near the lake later, but for now we're going to hike all the way up Eagle Lake Falls. It feels really odd right now to be walking in a field of snow with my t-shirt on. That's all for our hike at Eagle Lake Falls. Most of the trail is submerged underwater, so it's quite a little adventure trying to navigate around all the streams on the trail. So next up we're going to be headed towards more of the lake area, so we're going to try to find a trail near the lake so we can check out how clear this water is. After the Eagle Lake trails, we drove north along the coast of Emerald Bay, and now we parked on the side of the road and are walking down towards Rubicon. As you can see, there is water everywhere in Tahoe right now. It's a long downhill hike to the bottom of Emerald Bay, but the views are spectacular. We're not really excited about hiking up this hill later today. The forecast for today is 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a perfect temperature for us to hike in our t-shirts basically. We can't really imagine how hot it would be here during the summer hiking on this trail because there's barely any shade. We don't really have a reference for how clear the water is supposed to be in Lake Tahoe, but right now it's definitely very clear and very peaceful down near the lake. We finally found our first restroom near the Emerald Bay boat camp. Be forewarned, there are very few restrooms open right now in Lake Tahoe, especially near Emerald Bay. We're not sure if the Rubicon Trail is officially opened or not today, but there's basically nobody on the trail, and most of the trail is kind of watered out. There's water on the trail, and you have to kind of navigate around the water by stepping on the rocks on the edge. So that concludes our short hike on the Rubicon Trail. It was very enjoyable with clear waters, fresh air, and a lot of different varieties of sights. We don't know how accessible the trail is right now because a lot of the parking lots and roads to the trail are closed. But if you hike down from this side of the road to the Rubicon Trail, we think it's definitely worth the beauty and the scenery that you can see here. Right now we're going to be headed back towards South Lake Tahoe and having dinner in the city. Well, we ended our night in Tahoe with a fancy dinner at Evan's Gourmet Cafe. This restaurant is basically a French-inspired American restaurant, and we got the tomato cream soup with a grilled cheese sandwich on the side, and also a steak, filet mignon, and the special Alaskan halibut. And all the food was really great. There's nothing else that we can add to the food. It's really spectacularly presented, and all the tastes and textures were really great along with the service. So if you are in Tahoe, we highly recommend checking out the Evan's Gourmet Cafe. And that concludes our first day in Tahoe. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.